Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
We are doing a late shift. It is so dark. I was like, oh, my only light is my ring light. Ooh.
I have
Oh, wait, that's me.
I have like two lights on me, but my place is so cavernous that the it doesn't light up anything else.
I'm like,
Except for
is that too dark too? Anyway, sorry, y'all. I'm playing with the light. Anyway,
oh, yeah. So unless the sun is like lighting up the whole space, I don't have enough lights to light up everything.
I am very tired this week.
Oh no.
Um, but you know what I did this weekend?
What did you do?
I started watching Murder She Bake. which
Murder
is
She Bake?
which is like the Ali Sweetie, Cameron Matheson movie series. It's
Okay.
8 movies in that series.
8?
8.
And they're not there are they like romance? Is it a romance thing or is it a murder mystery? It sounds like a murder
Both.
mystery.
Both.
Okay.
It's giving like so only one I've watched 4 so far.
Mm-hmm.
Only one of them is set in Christmas. So there was like a Halloween one, there was a Christmas one, there was a Valentine's Day one. So like they're not necessarily set in Christmas,
Okay.
except for the one, but they give like a very because they're Hallmark, so it gives like a very
Holiday-ish.
holiday feel. It gives you
Okay.
that like feel of like Hallmark cheesy, and I love that because I love a Christmas movie.
Yeah, last year I tried to do like the whole romantic movie, holiday movie thing. It didn't quite progress to Hallmark or Lifetime because there was enough on Netflix for me
Um,
to get through. So I still haven't indulged in Lifetime movies yet, and maybe this year will be the year. I don't know.
I do them all. I have a Hallmark extension on my Amazon Prime Video.
Mhm.
I'm in it. Okay. I love me a Christmas movie. I just love the comfort of it. I love the like sequencing of it, like a meet
Mhm.
cute, and then they get together kind of, and then there's like a big thing, and then they get
And
back
there's a
together at the
fight,
end. Yeah.
and then happily ever after. Yeah. So okay, I get it. And I'm currently sorry about the background noise, but I am currently back to watching Star Trek not reruns a little bit. I finished Picard.
hmm
I did not watch Lower Decks, and Lower Decks is a cartoon version of Star Trek.
hmm
No, it's funny. So it's like an adult cartoon aspect, and it kind of go. And so I watched those, and so now there's another series. There's so many series of Star Trek. Now
Wait,
there's another.
now the one that you watch is this the one that has Jeannie Francis's husband in it?
Well, Jeannie Francis's husband is going to be forever involved in Star Trek. So he not only like he had a starring role that was the Next Generation. He had a starring role in that, and then he directs,
Oh.
and he's featured like he'll have like guest roles. And in Picard, yes, he was in Picard too, but he directed most of those, and he directs a lot of the movies. So he's been involved ever since he first started on the show, and I think he's like one of the major key directors or executive producers involved in Star Trek, kind of carrying on the torch, kind of same way as like Dave Filoni is the next George Lucas in Star Trek.
Star
Not that
Wars.
you know Star Wars, yeah. So
That's cute. I only asked because there was an interview with him in People where he talked about Jeannie.
mhm,
And you know I love me a down bad man in a relationship. Like I just love a man who knows that he is the luckiest man in the world to be with a woman.
mhm.
And I was so endeared to the way he talked about her. I said, okay, Jeannie Francis, you get you a husband that stands you like this.
Oh, yeah. And and he's got his own thing going on, but still standing
Yeah.
Jeannie Francis. That's amazing. because his character on Star Trek was the player,
Right.
was the player until he settled down and found love of his life. But still, he is the major, and he's hilarious at it. So yeah, they are a great couple to be like to
Mm,
be an it couple. I think
I
kind of
love it.
low key greatness. That's what they are. They don't have to
Yeah.
be out and about in the community on the fashion magazines 100%.
Yeah.
They're just great,
Hmm.
so yeah.
No, they're very cute. And then the other thing is, I was like saying to myself, I was like, I can't believe we don't have a new Josh Swickert Christmas movie. Because he had the two Netflix ones with his wife, and then he did
Right.
the one on like HBO or something. I've liked all of his movies. And I was like, dang, that's from Josh. And then I saw somebody posted like, oh no, he has a movie coming out in December.
Okay.
I said, whew, we gotta like, if Mariah is the queen of Christmas, Josh is the
Uh-huh.
prince. Okay, he's coming.
Okay. He's gonna own the Christmas film
That's
genre.
right. That's right. Oh, and I forgot to tell people, if you are watching us on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and
Mhm.
comment, and we will see it and we will comment back. And if you
Yay!
are, I know. And if you are listening on any of the audio platforms, please follow us on Instagram and like us and subscribe us and all that stuff on those audio platforms as well. I try to remember, and I have it written in my notes to like start with, but then I just got into talking about something else.
Yeah, do all
Classic
the
Tracy.
things. Like, comment, share, tell your friends, tell your mama,
Tell your
tell
mom
you
no.
tell everybody.
Tell everybody. You ready to get into this week?
This short week,
It's a short
short-ish.
week, and I have a
Yes.
short recap.
Yes.
But I do have a lot I want to talk to you about because this week,
Oh,
woo, made me mad. All right.
okay.
Um, it's Ned versus Drew and Michael for ELQ.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Gloria Cirillo makes a surprise visit on Thanksgiving, and we find out she got some shady stuff going on. Yuri, very
Mm-hmm.
cute as the
Yeah.
Quartermain butler. I'm into it.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's see him with Terry. Um, Anna and Valentine break up. Anna goes to see Charlotte at GH and is kicked out by Liz.
Mm-hmm.
Also at the hospital, Josh takes Adam in after he has a panic attack during one of their tests. The Davis family, plus Jordan and
Mm-hmm.
TJ,
Yeah.
offer Molly support. Christina invites Blaze to Thanksgiving, and Blaze was a runner and a track star, and she ran to Thanksgiving.
Right.
I loved it.
Lickety split.
Lady split. Um, Robert and Anna spent Thanksgiving with Emma. We had Emma come back.
Yeah.
Valentine and Laura confronted Charlotte, and Charlotte kept lying. But
Mm-hmm.
it's possible she didn't set the fire because something about Forsythe. I'm confused by the story. Maybe you can untangle it for me. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
Study warns Cyrus to stay away from his family while Cyrus is on the floor like Cinderella scrubbing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna send my homie Cyrus one of them, like them
He needs a
sponges on the
Swiffer
broom.
mop. Swiffer mop. That's what he needs.
Get my dude off his hands and knees. Anyway, uh, Carly told Nina nah on her offer to buy her half of the Metro Court.
Nah. And she looked fly doing it with her turtleneck and jeans.
Listen, Carly was all around Port Charles with her turtleneck. She said, my
Yeah.
character is transforming. I am no longer.
She's finally got rid of the blazer.
I was like, damn, I want a turtleneck. Anyway, uh,
Right.
Curtis gets help from Jordan and Nina to investigate who shot you. I was just listening to that. And Sasha agreed to Cody staying on as the male face of deception.
Mhm.
That's what I got for the week. If there's more, it'll come up. But those were the big things. What did you think? What was your favorite moment?
You might not agree with this, but my favorite moment was the whole Spencer drama, just because I'm noting, I mean, he's not going to be with us for very long. But I loved how, again, I mean, he was begging, he had the flowers, he stayed the night on the doorstep, and he listened, and he seemed to have internalized what Trina was trying to tell him about, needing to sh actually, I loved her speech a lot about how she needs to put herself first, and she's choosing herself instead of having him, be the decision maker in this process. And so I love the reconciliation. That was one of my favorite scenes. I enjoyed also Emma coming home. I'm super excited about what this means for her, to be back on the canvas. It seems like she's going to be on there for at least for a little bit, if not permanently.
Oh,
Um,
that's not what I got. Okay.
well, it sounded like, I mean, she's going to be, on next week. So I'm excited about that. I don't know. So at least for a little bit. Um, and then also I enjoyed, as always, the Quartermain Thanksgiving. The fact that, we were all, I was really thinking they were actually gonna have a turkey. And they're gonna sit down and have a turkey dinner. And then all hell broke loose. So all hell is going to break loose at least. I don't know what that actually, it wasn't quite paying attention to grandma and her drama, but looking forward to seeing how that turns out. So yeah, those are things I enjoyed.
Somehow I skipped right over the Spencer and Trina thing. It was in my notes. I don't know
Okay.
how. I do behind the scenes thing. So I use like notes, the notes app to take my notes
Hmm.
on my iPhone. And so sometimes it doesn't transfer directly to my computer. And so it's on my phone and it's not refreshed on my computer. So but
Honestly, the Notes app, if anything, the Notes app is the only thing on the Apple iPhone that bugs the hell out of me because it doesn't work when it needs to work. And it deletes stuff, and it's just the most problematic software ever. And I think they need to totally redo it or get rid of it.
yeah,
Anyway.
so weird. So anyway, sorry about that. I had it in
Hmm.
my recap and obviously I was gonna talk about Sabrina and it's on my phone, but not on my computer.
Mm.
Um Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have too many other favorite moments. I really did enjoy Emma being back. I actually don't know how they're going to integrate her. She's still 17. I mean, I know she can play a little bit older, but this like young adult set
Hmm.
is now I believe in their 20s. So I don't know how they're going to if they can incorporate her, how they're going to incorporate her. But I would love to have the actress back and seeing her and have her face listening to Robert do his like granddad jokes was just very darling to me.
Hmm.
I really enjoyed all parts of it. I thought yeah, I thought that was really funny. I also enjoyed I don't know if you saw this little flicker of there was like a little Kim between Blaze and TJ. I said, what's happening here? But I did really enjoy Blaze and Christina and their interactions and their kind of like sparkly eyes at each other. So that's like definitely a fave for me. I wanted to see because I have not experienced Kate Mancy playing opposite like a woman before. You know, I know her from Days and I know her from Chabby. So I hadn't seen, that. So I was like, how is it gonna play? And I am really, really enjoying it so far. They just have a spark. I think Kate is really good with everyone. I loved her scene with Sam. So when Sam was encouraging her, it was very sisterly. Um, I liked the stuff with Molly. One of the things I was noticing about new Molly, what is this? Tally Part 7 or something with all of the recast. Um I don't like Tali. Um, but I like this Molly's interactions with everyone else. So I think she's really good with Christina. I think she's really good with Sam. And she's very different from the original Molly, which is what threw me off so much. But just like allowing her the space to be her, I really enjoyed her scenes. I just don't like her with TJ.
Honestly, I don't think I ever liked her with TJ, but I do like new Molly, and how she's interacting with the family. She's definitely way better than the whole like I hate Christina thing going on for like no reason, and just her being a little bit more positive and less mopey and you know just I like that. I mean, she grieved for the miscarriage, and but she was willing to not blame Christina for it, which I felt like the other Molly would have done, would have found some way to blame Christina or be mad at Christina. But I'm liking this direction that this new Molly is going, where it's more positive, it's less petty and hateful and mean for no
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just was a really tough spot to be in because they were playing like some drama that we had never seen between
Hmm.
Molly and Christina before. So it was like you brought in like all these new actresses, all of them, and
Right.
then but to be characters that we've known for a decade,
Hmm.
to then have them play a dynamic that we've never seen. It just wasn't it wasn't it for me. I will also say about Tali, um, I didn't really like her with Taj. Like I wasn't a fan of their like super adult relationship. They were like very boring. They never got shook up. The only thing that she actually did was like she slept with Brando. And then
That
that
was
was
the
messy.
yeah, that was the
Yeah.
most interesting thing that they did as a couple.
Yeah, and I actually liked Brando's friendship with TJ. I thought that Johnny Wachter and
Yeah.
Taj had like a really good like back and forth kind of chemistry, like friend
Hmm.
chemistry. So I was like disappointed that we didn't get more TJ Brando friendship because of that situation.
Hmm.
But I liked when it was everybody hate Chris TJ.
Yes. Him
I
and Molly, they were good kind of
I liked
together. Yeah.
them together.
Yeah.
Um and it wasn't really like I said, it wasn't the chemistry or anything. It just was like a very boring relationship that had run its course. And I think that GH has a really hard time when it comes to. I'm gonna talk more about things that they have a hard time with, but I think they have a hard time when you have these relationships that are like your solid relationships, and then finding a way that's like natural to break them up, or that feels like an extension of their storyline to break them up and put them with somebody else. And so they just never even invested enough in Tali to do that. I don't know. I didn't like it. Anyway, who was your performer of the week?
Well, obviously, we have to give it up to Finola.
Always.
Always. And, I would even say JPS, because they had some really tough scenes with their breakup. And I think they pulled it off flawlessly. They are both very powerful. Even in the breakup, they're the best couple.
Hmm.
They're
Yeah.
breaking up. So giving it up to them. Also, I want to give it up to um, Scarlett Fernandez
Hmm.
as Charlotte. Because whoa, I mean, she's dealing with some very powerful emotions, whether fear of Anna, fear. I mean, just needing someone to trust and to talk to and bare her soul to with Nina, and and her grandmother, and then still kind of half in denial about what she's been manipulated to do. I also believe that she didn't actually start the fire.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
so. I think
know
that's too.
why. I don't know how they're going to explain the fire with this whole other spy person that got
Forsythe.
Forsythe that got hit by a car and has three IDs. But I don't know. Because you know what? I honestly thought it was something else, somebody else that they found. And so I was hecka confused by the whole thing. But in any case, give it up to Scarlett. She
Mhm.
having bringing her back for the storyline is like one of the best things that GH has done, and it's a very engrossing storyline. I'm still wanting to know what's going on with it. Like, I didn't want to watch any other storyline except, even though, seems like a really simple story, that the performances make it great. And so enjoying those three actors
Yeah.
and trying to navigate the storyline has been amazing. Um,
Yeah. I have
so
a lot to say about that storyline. A
yeah,
lot.
I
Uh,
figure
a lot.
a
But
lot.
none of it is about the actors. I mean,
Right.
just phenomenal. Finola, one of
Hmm.
one, just amazing. Can you hear me? Did I go out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Finola, 101, amazing. Nobody's doing it like Finola. And then Scarlett, like as Charlotte, like no disrespect to the other actresses, but just nobody is doing it like Miss Scarlett. Like it's just not happening. And you can tell the other adults are happy to have her back too. She's just
Hmm.
special. I even liked her scenes with Nina.
Yeah.
Me,
Right.
Tracy, like that scene with Nina. Are you freaking kidding me? Um, but it really showed to me some of the mistakes that the show has made with the character of Nina.
Hmm.
Um, like I felt like the relationship that she has with Charlotte was so neglected and abandoned
Hmm.
once she broke up with Valentine, and I didn't feel true to who she was, and it actually started making me feel a way about the character even more so. It was like, I don't even like this character. And then look what she did to Charlotte and look how she, whatever. I'll never forget when Charlotte called her before Victor kidnapped her. And she was like, why don't you call Anna? Like,
Right.
like what?
Like, I'm letting all of this go. You can, Anna's, in Valentine's life now, so I don't
Right,
need to be involved with you anymore.
right. Um, so but to have those scenes with her and Nina where Nina was like probably the best with Charlotte, better than her dad, better than Laura, obviously better than Anna, which we'll get into, but like Nina actually was the best with her, and I really feel like like Scarlett pulled out like a different side of Cynthia that we don't typically get to see, because the relationships with like Wiley, for example, are so like strained. We don't get to see her in the kind of relationship that she has with Charlotte with any other kid. And so she was able to like really show us a different side of her as actress. So I just really have thought everyone involved in that story has been phenomenal. And though I hate the story, we will get into it obviously. Um, like the actors, like they owe me nothing. And it just really reminded me, like seeing Brooklyn back as Emma, it just reminded me how much they used to put on her back and like little Nicholas Betchel's backs. Those kids carried story. I will never
You sure
forget.
did.
I don't. Do you remember the scene after like there was a like the fire at Windermere,
Hmm.
and they were waiting in the hospital waiting room for Spencer got a surgery, and little Emma went over to Nicholas and put her hand on his face. Uh,
Uh,
break my heart. Um, or her like seeing Robin at Patrick's wedding.
ooh.
Or even her being like, now I'm on memory lane with her. But like you remember when when Patrick and Sam broke up and she broke down?
Hmm.
I said, don't you ever hurt that baby again. That's like, don't ever hurt her again.
Oh, yeah. Did she
So
win? Has she won any Emmys
I don't
before?
know. I don't know. She should, but I don't know.
Right.
So just like the legacy of having kids that talented on the show, because I feel
Hmm.
like Hudson, who plays Jake, is also super talented.
Hmm.
it's just, continues to be why I always say that that GH has the best actors in daytime.
Some of the best actors.
Well, I don't watch anything else.
All
So,
right.
well, I watch Days and I can still feel confident in saying that. I said what I said.
Yeah,
Um,
you gotta upgrade your other choices. Yeah,
I said
I
what I said.
mean, okay.
Because Days has some powerhouses, and they also, let me not get shady. Anyway, what's working with the show?
Uh, what's working?
Oh,
Yes. Obviously Lois still works for me always. She's just
yeah.
amazing, and I'm liking, Emma being back. Leo always, always, always works for me.
What a
He is
cutie.
just he's like comedy and adorable and everything. Um, Vanna still works for me, even if they're not going to be Vanna. Just like they are just like, I think the biggest draw for me right now on the show, the couple that has the most draw.
Mm,
Like nobody is as interested
no.
as as Valentine and Anna. And so them, like, even if they're broken up, I still think they're going to be drawn to each other in ways that's unavoidable. And it's just, that's it. I think, I mean, we may not like the story that they're in right now, but I think that's the story for me on the show.
Yeah. Well, the homies who went to Vanna Live, I think, reported
Yeah.
that JPS is going to be gone for a while. So he's going to be gone to film his like Disney show for like 6 months or something.
For
Um,
real? Oh yeah,
yeah,
because they have to get back on track since they've been on
yeah.
strike. So they
Um,
got to play catch up.
so I don't know if we're gonna see him go out. I don't know what they're gonna do. I also
Uh-huh.
hope they don't take Charlotte away because we already have her and Jake. So I'm interested to see what happens.
Mm,
Um, and how they write it and how they write around it. We have so much movement happening, obviously, even with Nicholas.
mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to
Yeah.
see how they write these stories.
Oh my
Um,
God, that's devastating news for me.
yeah.
And GH, you better figure something out because Vanna, like I said, Vanna's the story for me right now.
Hmm. I mean, they just have everything as a couple. It's
Mm-hmm.
the chemistry, it's the connection, it's like
Mm-hmm.
just the acting. You know what I
Right.
mean? And for me with Vanna and why it was so like sad for me with their breakup is you have Finola. I just really think that people don't like give it enough credit that this woman is 39 years into her soap career with this character, and she is still in the most exciting couple for me on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a person
It's
who has
amazing.
created couples that people still talk about. Because one of the
Right.
things I really did enjoy this week, I really enjoyed Robert and Anna's dynamic. Just like how
Oh
close
yeah.
they are. I've never been an RNA person because I didn't meet Anna on GH. I met her on All My Children, and she was with David, and I ate that little toxic couple all the way up. Okay.
Oh yeah. That was like one of the best all my children couples. I loved it.
And that speaks so highly because All My Children, more than any other show, was a couple show. When I think
Yeah.
of like my super couples and like the couples I love from daytime, so many of them come out of All My Children. And
Hmm.
it's sometimes hard to pick a favorite because All My Children was just that show for couples. You had your Green Leo, you had
Hmm.
your Zach and Kendall, you had your
Haley and
Haley and
Mateo.
Mateo, you had your Edmund and Maria, you had like
Mm.
it was just like stacked. Tad and Dixie, like just
Adam and Brooke.
iconic couples came out of that
Mhm.
show. Um yeah, just iconic couples came out of that show. So to have Anna and David and all of their toxicity, like in all of their chemistry and all of their commitment to each other, stand out above the rest, I just think is a testament. And so
Mhm.
then I was watching All My Children in like 2001, And it's 2023, and I'm looking at Anna Devane, and she still looks good.
Mm-hmm.
She's still kicking ass. And she's
Mm-hmm.
still in an exciting couple, making it work, sexy, mysterious, intriguing, all of the things. And I have to hype up Anna because I'm gonna drag my girl a little bit later. But and never for Nola, never for Nola. But
Right.
Nola's commitment is what made me so mad at Anna this week. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and for me, that's what makes her a special character. And I'm like, that's my girl, but girl, what are you doing? It's like, girl, but girl, what?
Mm-hmm.
Can we get into it? Can we get into Anna this week?
Sure. I mean, I don't know if you had completed your what's working for you,
Yes.
but yes. Okay, because we're always so we're into what doesn't work. So go ahead.
I don't even so much know if it doesn't work.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't work that I just feel like some of the writing is so lazy, and it feels really clear to me that they have like a storyline in mind. They're like, okay, we're gonna do this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you do this thing, it's gonna mean they don't know what it's gonna mean in between or what other characters are gonna do.
Right.
So I specifically had said a long time ago that I felt like all of that stuff with Charlotte was Valentine's fault. Like that he should have told Anna that he had her scared, that like all of these things. And I'm also like, but this also took Anna out of her square. Like, why would Anna not have a bodyguard? Why would she not like she was going at it alone when she knew, especially after Curtis got shot, that like you going at it alone isn't just like doesn't just make it dangerous for you. It makes it dangerous for everybody around you. So like it was just like that was like frustrating to me. And you know, I was with her through the breakup with Valentine. I was like, yep, girl, everything you said. Her going to see Charlotte. Anna, what the hell are you doing? You have read this letter that said this little girl has been like traumatized and she hates you for all of these reasons. And some of the reasons are around you being manipulative. And then everyone else has told you she believes that you shot her on purpose. And so you thought the thing to do was to sneak into her hospital room by yourself and then essentially have a conversation with her that's going to feel nothing but like manipulation while she's still like recovering? What the hell is this? I don't know, how did you feel about those scenes?
I mean, obviously, Anna was in the wrong for going in, but they were so like it. It was great scenes because it showed the power of acting for
Mm-hmm.
Scarlett Fernandez and Fanola Hughes. I mean, that was very jarring.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it wasn't a smart move. But I can also understand the desperation of making sure that Charlotte knows that it wasn't, intentional for her to shoot her, have it be an accident, or wanting to clear her name. I understand that impulse, but it wasn't a smart impulse. It was a very damaging impulse. But I love the scene just so I could be able to watch it and see how it played out. Like
Yeah.
it was like powerful. And then at the end, when Valentine goes out and basically tells her to stay away, the funny thing about it is they played it like Valentine was kind of, mad at her, but he's really more mad at himself. And they cut that out in the previews, but it just showed all that pain and anguish that all of them are feeling right now. And so, yeah, it was pretty amazing. Writing wise or decision making wise on Anna's point, yeah, that was a mistake. But for me, it was just great to watch.
I mean, but so like for me, what made it frustrating was like this is not the first time that Anna has done this, which
Right.
is like follow this impulse to like and put her need to apologize and clear her name over
Mhm.
someone else's well-being.
Right.
So she did this with Curtis and Portia. Everybody was
Yeah.
dragging Portia afterwards. It's like, Anna, everything's like not on your timetable. I get it. Like, you carry a lot of guilt, you carry all of these things, but baby girl, sometimes you gotta carry it.
Yeah.
She also did this in some ways, if you go all the way back to Maxie, and Peter, when everything was going on and Maxie was so upset with her, she was like forcing herself on Maxie to apologize. So like, I love Anna, but this is like one of her kind of character flaws, that she has to make people feel or like let people know what's right. And I actually I really understand it, because I feel the same. I always feel like, if you just knew, if I could just clear up any misconception, then you wouldn't be so mad at me. So it was like a little bit of myself like seeing in a mirror, like, oh my God, and thinking about all the ways that I have to like step back and not do that sometimes. And just seeing Anna go full force into it. I'm like, girl, what? It was just and yeah, it was a lot. And it also was just frustrating to me. Anna named it, where it was like, I thought that this thing was happening to me, and it was really a 15-year-old girl coming after me. How do you think that makes me feel about my instincts?
That was powerful line. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's also like one of the things that kind of, for me, annoys me about Nina. Because Nina did
Say
that
more.
sort of thing. Like when Nina was like, when it came out that she, was hiding Sunny back in the day. I mean, she was all in people's, she was first kind of like trying to confront people and was like, okay, go ahead and yell at me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And it was annoying because she didn't allow people to be upset with her for too long.
Mm-hmm.
Right. She didn't just accept people's anger and let it be. She wanted immediate absolving of the situation. She wanted you to yell at her and then forgive her and then move on. And that's
Mm-hmm.
not, and that what you said resonated with me. Is like, sometimes you just got to hold on and deal with the anger and let people be angry,
Mm-hmm.
instead of wanting to, have the situation be solved right away. So, yeah,
Yeah, it makes for good TV, but it
it
also
does.
makes for very frustrating,
Doesn't allow
frustrating
one
also.
to really heal and doesn't allow the audience to eat too. Because right now, I think, that's one of the things that we just dislike about Nina, is that she never really had the comeuppance that we wanted,
Hmm.
you know?
I mean, it's like also part of the dragging out. Because I have two more things, that one that's not working, and then the other thing that's like working, not working. So it's like a double. But like, this stretching out of the SEC story, it's a dud. Nobody cares. I said this last week. The only two reactions that matter about this story are Willow and Sunny. I don't care if Drew is mad. I don't care if Carly's mad. Now, mind you, this my crew is my couple. I don't care. Carly, you did some stupid shit. So like, I don't know what to tell you, baby. Like, it's over. Drew, you went to jail. Nobody told you to do that. Like, it was just all like, y'all didn't fight it. You just went. I don't care. Nina was petty. And so what? It's a tit for tat. You kept her daughter from you. Now daughter from her. Now she telling on you. Like, these are not all things that are like between Carly and Nina. These things are not unwarranted things. Like, these tit for tats are not unwarranted. And so I was annoyed with Nina because Carly is my girl, but I don't want to see some prolonged drawing out, because it takes the teeth out of the story. So just like in Nixon Falls, we were like waiting. We were like, okay, let's do it. Okay, okay. Like, every week that went past, it was like more like, can't wait for this to come out because it's gonna blow up. Every week that's going past with this story, it's like you're just like destroying other people. So now Michael looks stupid. Now, like, what's happening here? Either do it or don't do it. Drew's out of jail. There's no stakes anymore. Who cares?
Exactly. And so, like, what I said a couple weeks ago, like, what should have happened was a big old reveal that
Mm-hmm.
everyone can pile up on her. And I was hoping that would happen on Thanksgiving. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not happening. And
Mm-hmm.
Ned knows he could have said something. He's not saying anything. Why? Because he's acting pissy with Michael and Drew.
Right.
That was a missed opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean,
yeah, like you said, the more that they wait on this, the less that we're caring.
yeah, it doesn't have any teeth anymore. I don't know if
Right.
that's the point because they're trying to like revamp Nina as a character or something, but like nobody cares. It's just like it's over. Like I even feel like the audience is kind of like the audience at large is like, well, Drew's out of jail. Who cares? Like if this would have happened while Drew was in the hospital, everybody's waiting by his bedside and not knowing if he's gonna make it, and then you find out oh Nina put them in jail. That has some teeth. That is built for some confrontation. Carly is like happy at the restaurant. All of these things are have happened and people are salty and whatever, but the major fallout is done. So who cares? It didn't make sense to me. The waiting doesn't make sense. It's just like not good storytelling. Ned, how did you feel about Ned this week?
Yes, I made like one comment. Oh, I yeah, it was part of my hot take.
Oh,
It was
tell me
like
now. I can't wait.
it's like I like Eddie better than Ned. I'm like, I was so annoyed by Ned this week. I was like, bring Eddie back. Even though Eddie was like kind of like the most lazy rich guy ever, dressed hella scruffy and all this other stuff. He had a more um genial nature. Like he
Hmm.
wasn't so angry and resentful.
Right.
And I was like, bring Eddie back. Because I don't like this Ned. Well, you know what? He was like that before, and I don't like him now. And I kind of felt like they would have integrated Eddie into Ned's personality because Eddie was chill. And Ned, Ned is just like, dude, why are you so upset over Michael making a decision? Everybody else was gone. You were gone. You were gone. Valentine was gone. Drew was gone. Who else was going to make the decision? So I did not get that anger and that resentment and the need to just be like, okay, well now I'm not going to tell what happened with Nina. Dude, you need to get over the fact that you are not the CEO of EOQ. and you actually, and it's your fault that you're not the CEO.
Right. If it would have been because like Drew was trying to like plan some takeover stuff, I did love him like being like, we can't tell nobody else. Drew was like, I'm not
Right.
going back to jail. Okay. Your mama
Right.
got a big mouth and be trying to buy shit. Now, mind you, Carly broke now, so she probably couldn't buy no stock, but Drew ain't taking
Right.
no chances.
Chances. He's like, we're gonna keep this to
We're gonna keep this
ourselves.
between me and you. We're not telling nobody. Um, so I thought that was funny, but it would have been different if Ned would have walked up on them talking, and then
Right.
that would have been what made him mad. You're mad because he
Right.
made business moves when you were like Michael didn't do
You
anything wrong in this situation. What did you
he
think people were gonna
didn't.
not do anything?
So what the company was supposed to just be on hiatus until you decided that you want to get back to your life?
Do you finish your song?
Right.
Okay, it's giving
Just
Roger from Rent. Okay, stop it. Like but like I also think it was just it it also makes Ned look so whiny and weak. And
yeah.
that's the thing, like every I don't care about any of the business stories. I think that a lot of the soaps do it. Like doesn't Y&R have like a Newman situation and
Oh, it's
uh
Newman, Abbott, everything.
yeah,
Y&R is all about business. Like if General Hospital is about hospital, Y&R is about
about
corporate
mob
takeovers.
like a mob at the hospital. But yeah, I
Mob
get you.
hospital, but mob
Yeah.
hospital. Y&R is about business. Bold and the Beautiful is about fashion.
Mm.
you
And so
know.
like Days has like Demira, like they fight over this stuff all the time.
Uh-huh.
But specifically, I think what makes ELQ so boring is that nobody cares. Um, and it doesn't make Ned look like some like corporate raider, big businessman. It actually
Right.
makes him look very whiny. So like the reason he went with Valentine is because they were trying to push him out. But we didn't
Right.
get a real conversation or a real understanding about whether or not he went to them and was like, yo, if you do this, I'm not voting for you.
Mm-hmm.
And like leverage his vote to
Right.
manipulate them. Like that makes more sense than like I'm whiny, so I'm gonna like betray my family for this Cassadine because
Because
I'm mad about it.
no one gave me the job that I wanted.
Yeah, so now it's like you're mad because Michael was able to deliver like a business deal that you couldn't do. So now
Right.
you like whiny it like Ned, get out of
Because I
here.
feel like I think he feels he should be the patriarch,
Sure.
now, just because he's been at ELQ the longest. But it doesn't work like that. I think Edward was the patriarch because he was just powerful like that.
Mm-hmm.
He made good decisions, and he was just, it doesn't come naturally to or Eddie, Ned, whatever,
Nettie.
Nettie. Like it's not that way with him, and so he feels like he all his life he had to fight. He does have to fight because because first you didn't even know if you wanted to be in the court. You wanted to be a musician,
Mm-hmm. Ned Ashton.
right?
Right.
So, ugh, I
Yeah,
didn't like him. I didn't
I
like him this week.
I was just like, oh, you got me on team Michael and Drew. And maybe that's because I've been watching Cameron Matheson play Cameron Matheson in this other because like he's basically Ryan Lavery as a detective in this. Like
He's basically Ryan Lavery, corporate Ryan Lavery on General.
I really wish that they would have let him be somebody that wasn't Drew. That was like a very major mistake.
Mm-hmm.
No, like no shade to Cameron Matheson, but he just was not is not the caliber of actor that Billy was. R.I.P. Like it just like Cameron was like a model who they was like, hey, you want to come act? Like that's a story.
Yeah.
Like and so it's not.
Hey, if Cameron Matheson came to the show in a similar way that Cody did, I probably would have been more fine with it. Actually, not a similar way Cody did. Just be actually better than Cody. Just come in as Ryan Lavery or whoever, and
Brian
just
Lavery.
Brian Lavery, whoever, and Cameron Matheson playing Cameron Matheson, and Laura and Carly would have been a lot more interesting to me
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
than Drew.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Um, and then last thing, because I feel like I have all the things, but we're talking, so it's fine. This is what happens when we record late. I feel loopy. The thing that worked for me was Spencer realizing that he was Ace's brother. Like that worked. I was like, yes, you're this kid's brother.
Finally.
Finally. Um, what didn't work, what I know that it was like your favorite, like of his, like kind of pushing up on her and not taking no for an answer. I hated it. I I get it. I get why it was soapy. I get why it was done. I get that like this is not like a I don't know CW show or whatever. It's a soap, but I actually hate the idea of not taking no for an answer. Um, and I wish that it would have been done that Trina was ready, that he did all the flowers and the candies and all the things and the gifts, and that Trina would have been ready to talk to him, and then she would have told him to come over. Like that would have made all the difference for me. Um, but I am glad that we got to where we did. I'm glad they ended up where they did. Um, I yeah, I'm glad they ended up where they did. And I'm also just confused. I'm like, baby daddy's all over the place. Like shared custody with their baby mamas. Why do you feel like you got to live with her? Just like set up a time where you can come see the baby. Pick
Right.
him up. Like you could be in his life.
Right. I don't know. It felt like he kind of feels like if he leaves Esme alone with the baby, that something's gonna bad is gonna happen.
Right.
But then on the other hand, he admits that she's a good mom. So make up your mind. Is she either gonna be 100% evil, or she's all right?
Hmm.
And so he couldn't make up his mind at that point. And he couldn't understand why Trina would not be okay with it. And I'm glad she stood up and said, "This woman terrorized me. I don't want to be near her.
Right.
I don't want her in my life. She has every right to choose that
Hmm.
and be with someone who understands that. She should be out there flirting with the fraternities, the frat bros and college, all the people who, who understands what she wants to do in life and is not criticized or judging or whatever, and not dealing with, being a single dad,
Hmm.
single brother in for real life. So yeah, so hopefully I don't know what they're gonna do with Spencer as a character while NAC's off doing his filming thing, but hopefully Spencer finds a hobby or finds something to do with his life other than being the brother of little Ace and the
Yeah.
boyfriend of Trina.
It has felt like Spencer was in a holding pattern for a very long time. And I do
Right.
wonder how much of it was that, like they didn't know when he was going to be leaving, or
Right.
they didn't know what to do with him or start something with him. So they like put him in this like, but it would have made more sense to me if the
Mm-hmm.
holding pattern would have still been in this relationship with Trina, like in being
Mm-hmm.
in a good, like, let's have them be good up until the like when he exits, because I remember that being kind of the case. I think a lot about, like, when I think about Sabrina, I think a lot about both Nim, Nicholas and Emily, and then also Eleanor too with Lucky and Liz. And so, when Lucky fake died in the fire, they were good. They had very sweet moments, and they were like, you know what I mean? Like that was
Mm-hmm.
like the thing. And I would have preferred that to be the case for Sprina. Where
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, we'll see now. I don't know how much longer he has to film before they go. But I would have much rather for him to be spinning his wheels, like being good to Trina, as opposed to like having Esme remain the obstacle for this couple.
Mm-hmm.
Get her out of here.
I still think they also need to find something for Spencer to do.
Yeah.
I mean, Nicholas was the Cassadine prince. He was young, he was rich, but he was doing stuff. He was
Hmm.
involving himself in the Cassadine business. He, bought shares in, I think he bought shares in ELQ, bought shares in GH. He was doing stuff.
Right.
And I think Spencer, now that he's an adult and dad's not in the picture, he could be doing stuff too.
Hmm. I agree.
He needs a hobby. He needs a job. He needs something to do.
Because even you remember, he was at least like their freshman year of college, he was auditing classes.
Yeah. What happened to that?
He literally is doing nothing.
Doing nothing but being a
Why?
dad. Being a dad. So he,
Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. So
what
anyway,
was he majoring in? He wasn't majoring in anything. He was just taking
he
classes.
was just auditing because he auditing a class with Joss. Am I making this up?
No, he had a class with Joss. He was taking some kind of class. Was it history, linguistics, something?
Yeah, I don't remember.
He was just majoring in being a rich white dude. So
Which, you know, I don't hate that, but go to school, do something.
get a
I don't know. What else is
hobby.
not working for you?
Um, Cody's not working. Still, but whatever. The romance with Sodi, I guess.
Sodi is rising. The fizz is
Sodi
rising to the top.
is kind of rising, so that's cute.
Ah,
I
that was cute.
guess it was. I mean, Sasha is cute. There.
There you go. There you go.
Sasha being happy and not depressed sad and just gaining strength, getting her modeling career back together, coming on our own. That is great. I guess
Yeah.
that's working for me. And so I need to, yeah. Sorry.
Hmm. I get that.
Mm.
Anything else not working for you?
Oh, I mean, here's the thing. I was kind of into Finn's story intellectually just because the whole malpractice suit thing was very intriguing to me. And the fact that it wasn't about, Liz, or it wasn't about Vanna. It was just about, Finn and his practice. What didn't work for me though was the whole saga around him finding a lawyer. I was just like, I don't know. I mean, it just seemed weird. Like he could just hire any old lawyer. Why do we have to go through the whole interview process? It just seemed like it was a waste of time. It wasn't that interesting to me. What was interesting was that Alexis pointing out that Finn is kind of like a difficult, he would be a very difficult client, which is true because he's arrogant
Oh,
and all of the things. So that was interesting to me, but I don't know how they would make the storyline more interesting. But it was slightly interesting. It wasn't Vanna interesting. It wasn't even Quartermain Thanksgiving interesting. It was more like a this is how hospitals would behave if there was a malpractice lawsuit. That was fascinating to me. But other than that, no.
that's
Yeah.
so funny. This is like the second thing that you like that I hated. I have in my hot takes like, why does Finn have two stories? He has the Gregory story and he has this story. Meanwhile, Liz, who was like deeply involved in the canvas. Again, I am not a Liz fan, you know. Even when Liz came at Anna, I said, calm down,
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
Liz is being back at her bossy know-it-all self, and
I was
she's
like,
hella
calm yourself
flawed,
down.
right?
Um, but I'm like, how is it that she is basically his support in two separate stories where he gets all this point of view?
Mhm.
I'm not interested at all.
I'm
Zero
interested in Finn.
interest.
I'm interested in Finn when he's not in a relationship because I don't think
Um,
he's good in relationships. Except for he wasn't really that great with Vanna either. But I'm interested in him when
with
he's
Anna.
Anna. Sorry, I'm interested in Finn in storylines where he's not in a relationship.
I'm not interested in Finn at all. Matter of fact, just like they left Roger, they had Roger leave. We ain't seen nothing about Austin's body. This is how little they like actually
Yes, that's
like
not
took
working for
care.
me.
This is actually how little they actually took care of the Austin character. That this man has been gone for 2 weeks or whatever, however long it's been. Ain't nobody even missed him.
Yeah, that was one thing that was not, and I forgot about it, which is sad because they didn't. But that was the thing that confused me because I thought the body that they found was going to be Austin's. But
Yes,
I
me
was
too.
confused. I was like, he got hit by a car? So they shot him and then they made him go in front of a car? I was super confused. And it wasn't Austin. But then someone had made a post that Austin has no friends. Everyone's mad at him. So who would miss him? Right? And so I felt sad that Roger Howard had to play a character that nobody liked and cared about. And he got shot and no one cares.
I mean, you
That's
could bring
such
Roger back as Todd, and then I can get Car Todd again.
right.
Um, I Finn can go too. I wouldn't care.
Ugh.
Bye, bye. Uninteresting.
Oh,
There's nothing that you're doing that I wouldn't rather see TJ do. Bye. You're out of here. I mean, it also this is a hot take, but I'm also like, am I gonna really give my TJ Portia affair? I'm ready for it.
you're funny.
I need it.
Okay. Well, since we're in hot take mode right now,
Hmm.
I already talked about Eddie and Ed. Um, oh yeah, Anna's things were powerful.
Hmm.
The way that Jeff Colbert's lip trembled when Sonny walked away, I was like, that was like one of those subtle, powerful scenes. Like he was pissed,
Hmm.
and he was just like, "I'm
Jeff Colbert.
gonna and that lip tremble, just
Mm,
in the lip tremble, it just said a lot. Like he was cursing Sonny out in that
he's
lip
so good.
tremble.
He's so good.
Shout out to Jeff. That's the second
Ridiculously
shout
good.
out. So good. I mean, that was just amazing. I saw it. I saw all the hatred and the resentment in that lip tremble.
Hmm.
If that was a character, it would be up for an Emmy. The lip tremble.
The lip tremble.
You should title this. You should title this Sunday Chef when lips be trembling.
When lips be trembling. That I feel like that might get flagged for something different. Like what are y'all recording about over there? I also think why isn't Sam gonna help Curtis with this investigation? We got actual PIs, and here we got
Wait a
Curtis just
minute.
doing nothing.
Did Curtis ever work with Sam?
Yes,
Yeah, so why isn't he asking Sam? Well, maybe
yes.
because Sam will actually answer the question and it will be nipped in the bud.
That's what we thought about her looking for like looking to
Oh
clear
yeah.
Trina and nothing
Yeah,
happened.
that nothing happened. Yeah, the
We just
writers will
found
F us
Esme's
over.
nanny. That meant nothing. Foolishness.
Right. I don't know.
Um
Was that your hot take? Like, why isn't Sam?
yeah. And then I also yeah. Anyway, you got something? I have another
Yeah.
Curtis related thing. Go ahead.
Well, I have one. I was like when Gregory was talking about there having to be a clue as to that patient having stage 4, it made for me it made Finn seem more guilty. Like, dude has stage 4 cancer. Ain't nobody picked up on that fact. And Gregory was like, why didn't he see the signs? I'm like, indeed, the patient didn't see the signs, and neither did the doctor. So I was like, Gregory's up here proving the case.
Right, right, right. Gregory, get out of
You
here.
don't even know.
Um, Nina needs to just tell like this Nina Michael thing is so stupid.
Right.
Michael is so stupid for demanding it. And why the hell do Curtis think he gonna talk to Michael about something? Curtis stayed stepping in because you remember when Nina
Curtis is
came back.
Captain Save a White Lady.
He is. They need to just put him with Nina. But like
Right.
when she came back from Nixon Falls and put on her freakum dress and went to the club,
Right.
and Michael came through to confront her, Curtis stepped in the middle of that too.
Curtis, mind your business. You got
Mind
a
it.
lot going on in your life. You do not need to be all up in Nina's world. Ugh. And Nina doesn't need you as a best friend.
Terrible.
Terrible. Um, so when always love to see Jeannie Francis and Michael E. Knight together, brother and sister, best brother and
Mm-hmm.
sister. But when Laura was like, we need to give him the benefit of the doubt, I was like, bullshit. I can't stand it. She needs to pick a lane. Either she's going to give him a benefit of the doubt or hate him on sight. I don't know. I love it when she hates him on sight. So I need her to stop with this. I don't know. Maybe he's no. He's horrible. He's evil. Pick a lane. Stay in the lane, Laura. Don't be waffling back and forth. Your brother knows. Listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So let's talk about how I'm projecting into the future my Curtis Portia, my Curtis or TJ Portia affair. So now we got Curtis about to do this like investigation with Jordan, clearly
Right.
without Portia's knowledge. When Portia came up in their house, or when Jordan came up in their house, I said, "Huh."
You know what? I had a small hot take about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was like, if some dude called me up, tell me to come over to his house, tell me about some meditation, I would have been like, this could have been an email. But then,
For real.
for real, I was just like, all of that could have been an email. And then he finally got to the point, oh, I want to start this investigation. But I was like pissed. I'm like, why you call her over to your house just to talk about meditation? Mm-mm,
Ridiculous.
ridiculous.
But how disrespectful, because we have not seen any resolution about like him kissing her. So now
Right?
you got her coming to your house?
Ooh.
What? So and now you about to probably be working with her because she talking about she got to take time off from her duty. So the two of y'all are gonna be doing whatever it is together,
Yeah, she was very eager to do all that. She's still in love with the man.
which I hate. Bring back Zeke.
Right.
Um, and then on top of it, you know, TJ and Molly are gonna probably. I feel like Christina's gonna be their surrogate, and then
Hmm.
that's gonna make TJ and Molly drift apart. And as that's happening,
But at the very least, Molly's going to be focusing all her attention on Christina
mm-hmm,
and not be paying attention to
TJ,
TJ.
and then he's gonna go to Portia for comfort, and I will then get my
Now, is
TJ
is
affair.
is Portia focusing on neurology? Because remember, they made such a big deal about him choosing his
I don't know.
his focus or whatever.
I don't
I
know.
just see that he's gonna get very much more involved in hospital stuff, which is
Mm-hmm.
gonna leave to Portia and TJ hanging out more. And she's about to get her freak on with the younger man. He's gonna tear her. Okay. Anywho,
Oh my god, that's my last hot take because I feel like this show cannot handle any more hot takes.
but no, I got a couple more.
Please tell me.
um, did the writers? Yes, they did. They listened to you and me when we said that Sonny needs to pay for Sasha's financial.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They heard us.
Mm-hmm.
This right in, this is exclusive, y'all, to listeners of this show. We have an in with the writers.
We don't know
So
about it. We don't know who listens, but it's
we
us.
don't know, but there's a
Um,
fan. There's a fan. But I did like that Sasha turned him down. But it was just a matter of fact that he needed to offer to pay for it because it was all
mm-hmm.
his fault.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
So
I'm tired of all the independent women of GH not taking money.
go ahead, take that money, girl. Get that money, girl. But she's trying to do the right thing, I
I get
guess.
it. I get it. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Second of all, Sam looked amazing during her thing. That dress, I was like,
Gorgeous. She
girl,
looked
I was
gorgeous.
like jealous. She
She looked
wasting that
gorgeous.
on the Davis women. Like she needs to keep that dress on. Dante comes home without the boys. Ooh, yes. Dante needs to see her in that dress because it was. She can't waste that dress on the Davis ladies.
She looked beautiful.
She looked beautiful. Her hair, her dress, everything was perfect. She was gorgeous. I was like, damn. Mm. Um. Then yeah, and then I was like, why does the Quartermaines have an alpaca? I don't get it, but it was cute.
I know because we were calling it a llama before, and this somebody was like, I think it was Britt was like, Tracy, it's an alpaca. I was like, oh,
Oh,
okay, whatever.
I was just about like, why?
This is what happens when you're a kid like me who hated the zoo.
But
Don't know
Leah
your
loves
animals.
animals. Yeah, Leah loves all the animals though, so that's probably why they got it. Leah was like, "Ooh, I want that." They're like, "Yes, anything for you, Leo, because he's adorable and he
Yes.
deserves all the things." Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's all. Yeah.
That was all my feelings about the week that I got out. Um, Next week coming up,
All right.
Monday. Thanksgiving continues in Port Charles, but Sunny senses something off between Anna and Nina.
Ooh.
I
Is
think it's
Anna gonna confront Nina? I
about
hope
that.
so.
I think about the video footage and stuff. I think
Yeah.
so. We'll see.
Because I think
Uh,
she asked Olivia for the footage. She didn't ask Nina.
but she knows that
But she knows about it.
Valentine told
Yeah.
her that Nina erased it.
Yeah, but I was gonna be like, Nina straight lied to her face, but it wasn't Nina, it was Olivia.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah.
Um. Meanwhile, Marshall worries about Curtis. Gloria shares with Lois that she's in some trouble, and Stella and Portia make a realization. Tuesday, Dante gets some disturbing news.
That he couldn't see
Alex,
Sam in the dress. I'd be disturbed by that too.
I think it's probably maybe finally Austin.
Oh.
Um, Alexis has a meeting with Laura. Sam is concerned about Drew's recent behavior. Elizabeth tries to reassure Finn. Molly and TJ disagree. Mm. Wednesday. Sunny confronts Ava. Martin helps Finn with legal issues. Maxie opens up to Felicia. Dante and Chase collaborate on an investigation. Gloria gets some help from her family.
What was the issue with Gloria? Did I miss it?
She was getting some kind of text from somebody shady or something.
Because I
So
know.
I don't
I
think we
didn't
know
miss
the
it.
full issue yet.
Okay.
Um, Thursday, Dante has questions for Ava. Dex relays a message to Sunny. Portia gives TJ some advice. Sunny makes plans for Christmas Eve. What?
Christmas Eve.
I guess. What? James enlists Cody's help.
James?
Mm-hmm.
Little boy James?
Yeah. His uncle Cody. Um, Friday. Carly
Fire.
has an interesting encounter at Kelly's. Sunny gets a proposition. Ava makes a confession to Nina. Brooklyn panics from family pressure. And Christina consoles Molly.
Mm.
And that's the week. We shall see. We shall
No
see.
clue, like Sam meets up Dante in the dress.
um Next week I'm gonna be in Florida. I don't want to go, but I'm going after for work. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll be recording from a hotel room. So hopefully it's not shady, but you'll see. We'll see. Um Otherwise, make sure that you follow us on Instagram. I'm trying to be better about regularly posting over there. So I'm trying to be better, y'all. Um, and thank you for listening. Any last
Thank
things?
you.
All right. See y'all next
Free
week.
Palestine.